Grant Sabatier was once an ordinary young man struggling with money. At 24 years old, he had just $7 left in his bank account and was sleeping on his parents' couch. He had no clear direction, no job, and no savings. But that rock-bottom moment became the turning point of his life. He decided he would never be broke again. Grant started learning everything he could about money, business, and investing. He taught himself how to build websites and began freelancing. Within 5 years, he transformed his life completely. He became a millionaire, achieved financial freedom, and retired from traditional work before the age of 30. Since then, he has dedicated his life to teaching others how to do the same. Grant is the founder of the website Millennial Money and the author of Financial Freedom. His work has inspired millions of people around the world to rethink their relationship with money and time. Unlike many financial experts, Grant focuses not just on wealth creation, but on the meaning of freedom itself. He believes money is only a tool to help you live the life you truly want. Through his story, he shows that financial independence is possible for anyone, no matter where they start. He breaks down complex ideas into simple steps that anyone can follow. His message is honest, practical, and deeply human. He speaks about freedom, not just finance. And now, as we begin this journey through the pages of Financial Freedom, Grant invites you to look at money in a completely new way. A way that is not driven by fear or greed, but by purpose and possibility. A way that transforms how you earn, save, invest, and live. So let us begin. Let us step into the first part of this journey, where we discover what financial freedom truly means. Part 1. The journey to financial freedom. Every journey begins with a first step, and the journey to financial freedom begins with awareness. Before you can master money, you must first understand what freedom truly means to you. It is not only about saving, earning, or investing. It is about building a life that gives you control, peace, and purpose. In this part, Grant Sabatier takes you deep into the foundation of wealth. He helps you see that freedom is not a number in your bank account. It is a mindset. It is a relationship with time, work, and value. It is learning to design your life with intention, instead of letting money control your choices. You will explore how to measure true wealth, how to value your time, and how to think like a millionaire before you become one. This is the roadmap to independence. It starts not in your wallet, but in your mind. So take a deep breath. Imagine a life where money is no longer a worry. A life where every day belongs to you. That life begins with understanding one simple question. What is financial freedom? Chapter 1. What is financial freedom? Financial freedom is a phrase we often hear, but many people do not understand its true meaning. It is more than having a high income, a luxury car, or a big house. Financial freedom is the ability to live life on your own terms. It is having control over your time, choices, and future without being trapped by money worries. Grant Sabatier explains that most people spend their lives trading time for money. They wake up, go to work, earn a paycheck, and then repeat the cycle. Even if the paycheck grows over time, they are still tied to their job. They are exchanging their most valuable asset, time, for something that eventually disappears. True financial freedom changes that equation. It means creating systems, investments, or income streams that work for you even when you are not actively working. Imagine waking up and knowing you have enough money coming in to cover your living expenses. You no longer have to ask for permission, work overtime, or sacrifice your time to survive. That is what freedom feels like. Financial freedom is also deeply personal. For one person, it may mean retiring early. For another, it may mean being able to travel while working remotely. For someone else, it could mean starting a business without worrying about paying bills. The key is defining what freedom means for you, not copying someone else's vision. Grant emphasizes that freedom begins with clarity. You must know how much money you need to live comfortably and what kind of life you want. Once you understand this, you can make intentional choices with your money. Every dollar earned, spent, or invested becomes a tool to build your desired life. Another important aspect of financial freedom is removing debt. Debt is a trap that consumes your time and energy. High-interest debt can keep you working for years without building true wealth. Paying off debt or avoiding it altogether gives you the mental and financial space to grow. Sabatier also explains that financial freedom is not only about earning more, but also about valuing your time. Time is your most precious resource. When you control your time, you can pursue passions, build relationships, and focus on what matters most. Money should serve you, not control you. Many people delay their freedom, believing it will come someday in the future. Grant encourages starting now. Even small steps, like saving a portion of income, reducing unnecessary spending, or learning new skills, begin the journey. The faster you start, the sooner you gain independence. Finally, financial freedom is about mindset. It is believing that you deserve control over your life. It is trusting that consistent effort, smart choices, and patience can create extraordinary results. With the right mindset, strategies, and actions, anyone can move from financial stress to financial security, and ultimately to true freedom. This chapter lays the foundation for the journey ahead. In the next chapter, we will explore the 7 levels of financial freedom. Understanding these levels helps you see exactly where you are today and what steps you need to take to reach the next stage of independence. Chapter 2. The 7 levels of financial freedom. Financial freedom is not a single destination. It is a journey that unfolds in stages. Grant Sabatier explains this journey through the concept of 7 levels of financial freedom. Each level represents a milestone in your growth, mindset, and control over money. Understanding these levels helps you know where you are and what you need to focus on next. The first level is clarity. At this stage, you become aware of your income, expenses, and financial habits. You start tracking money instead of ignoring it. Clarity gives you control because you cannot improve what you do not understand. The second level is self-sufficiency. Here, you can cover your basic needs without relying on others. You have a budget and a plan, and you are no longer living paycheck to paycheck. Self-sufficiency provides confidence and reduces stress, laying the foundation for growth. The third level is breathing room. This is when you have savings that can handle emergencies. Unexpected expenses no longer cause panic. You feel secure knowing that you have a safety net for the uncertainties of life. The fourth level is stability. You are free from bad debt, and your income consistently covers your needs. At this stage, you can plan long-term, take small risks, and invest in opportunities. Stability gives you peace of mind and the freedom to make thoughtful decisions. The fifth level is flexibility. Here, you have more than enough to experiment with life. You can take a sabbatical, try a new career, or start a side hustle without financial fear. Flexibility transforms your life from reactive to proactive. The sixth level is financial independence. This is the stage most people dream of. Your investments, savings, and passive income cover your lifestyle fully. You no longer need to work for money, and your time belongs to you. Financial independence opens doors to creativity, travel, and personal growth. The seventh and final level is abundant freedom. This goes beyond financial independence. You have more than enough resources to pursue your dreams and help others. You experience true peace, purpose, and control over every aspect of your life. At this level, wealth becomes a tool for joy, contribution, and living fully. Grant emphasizes that moving through these levels is not only about earning more or saving more. It is about mindset, discipline, and taking intentional steps each day. Most people get stuck at the lower levels because they focus only on money and ignore time, habits, or purpose. Recognizing your current level helps you plan the next steps. It shows what actions are most effective, whether it is building savings, investing, or creating additional income streams. Each level prepares you for the next, creating momentum that accelerates your journey. Understanding these levels also changes your perspective. You realize that financial freedom is not an impossible dream. It is a series of achievable milestones that anyone can reach with clarity, patience, and consistent action. As we move to the next chapter, we will explore one of the most important truths of wealth. Time is more valuable than money. When you understand this principle, you will see why every choice you make with your money and life matters. Time is the currency that can never be replaced, and mastering it is key to achieving true financial freedom. Chapter 3. Time is more valuable than money. Most people focus on earning more money, but Grant Sabatier emphasizes a different truth. Time is far more valuable than money. Money can be earned, lost, and regained. Time once spent is gone forever. Financial freedom begins when you recognize that your life is measured in moments, not bank balances. Many people trade their hours for dollars without thinking. They work long jobs, commute, and spend nights stressed about bills. Even if their income grows, they may never feel truly free. This is because their most precious resource, their time, is being used up to survive instead of to live. Grant explains that the real power of money is not in buying things, it is in buying back your time. When you invest, save, and create passive income, you earn the ability to control your own hours. Imagine waking up and deciding how you will spend your day without being forced by financial pressure. That is freedom in its purest form. Time is also the key to multiplying wealth. When you start early, even small amounts of money invested can grow exponentially over time. Compound interest works because you allow time to work with your money. This principle applies not only to investments, but to learning, building skills, and relationships. The earlier you start, the greater the advantage of time working for you. Grant also points out that freedom is not just about avoiding work, it is about choosing work that matters to you. When you have control over your time, you can pursue projects, passions, and people that bring joy and fulfillment. Money becomes a tool, and time becomes the ultimate reward. To use time wisely, you must first measure it. Track where your hours go each week. See how much is spent on activities that do not align with your goals or happiness. Then, intentionally redirect time toward actions that create long-term value. This might mean learning a high-value skill, building a side hustle, or investing. Grant stresses that understanding the value of time changes your entire approach to money. Instead of obsessing over cutting every small expense, you focus on earning more and creating systems that generate income passively. The goal is to trade less time for more financial security. The faster you grasp this concept, the quicker you progress toward freedom. Time also shapes mindset. People who prioritize money over time often feel trapped, anxious, and exhausted. Those who prioritize time first feel empowered, motivated, and creative. Financial freedom is impossible without this shift in perspective. This chapter sets the stage for a crucial next step. Once you understand the value of time, you need to define your target. How much money do you actually need to live the life you want without worry? The next chapter, Calculate Your Number, teaches exactly how to find this number. It is the bridge between understanding freedom and taking concrete action toward it. Chapter 4. Calculate Your Number. Financial freedom becomes real when you know exactly what it looks like for you. Grant Sabatier calls this your number. It is the total amount of money you need, invested or saved, to live comfortably without relying on a paycheck. Knowing this number transforms vague dreams into a clear, actionable goal. Your number depends on your lifestyle and priorities. It includes your living expenses, housing, food, transportation, healthcare, travel, hobbies, and any other costs you expect to maintain your desired life. It also considers the income your investments will generate over time. The more accurately you calculate your number, the more confident you will feel about your path to freedom. Grant emphasizes that many people never reach financial independence because they have no clear target. They save or invest randomly, without knowing how much is enough. This lack of clarity causes frustration, anxiety, and wasted effort. Your number acts as a compass, guiding every decision you make with your money and time. Calculating your number also forces you to evaluate your spending habits. Are you spending on things that truly add value to your life, or on short-term pleasures that leave you empty? Once you know what you need, you can prioritize spending and saving toward meaningful goals. Every dollar saved or invested becomes a step closer to your number. Grant provides practical ways to calculate your number. First, determine your annual expenses, including taxes and occasional costs. Then, multiply this by 25 or 30, depending on your desired safety margin. This gives you a rough estimate of the investment required to generate enough passive income to cover your lifestyle. It may seem large at first, but breaking it down into monthly, weekly, or daily goals makes it achievable. Knowing your number also changes your mindset about earning. You begin to see money as a tool to reach freedom, rather than as an end in itself. It motivates you to maximize income, minimize unnecessary spending, and invest wisely. Every action is aligned with the goal of reaching your number efficiently. Grant stresses that this number is personal. Two people with similar incomes may have completely different numbers based on lifestyle choices, goals, and risk tolerance. There is no universal standard. The key is clarity and commitment. Once you know your number, the next step is mindset. Thinking like a millionaire is not about arrogance or materialism. It is about adopting the habits, strategies, and perspectives that will help you reach your goal faster. The next chapter, Think Like a Millionaire, explores exactly how to develop this mindset. It teaches how to reprogram your thinking, to see opportunities, manage risks, and act boldly toward financial freedom. Chapter 5. Think Like a Millionaire. Financial freedom begins in the mind long before it appears in your bank account. Grant Sabatier explains that thinking like a millionaire is not about having luxury possessions or showing off wealth. It is about adopting a mindset that allows you to create, grow, and protect money. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions create your financial reality. Millionaires think differently from most people. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They focus on value creation instead of short-term gains. They take calculated risks, invest in learning, and constantly seek ways to grow their income. Most importantly, they believe that financial freedom is possible for anyone willing to act intentionally. Grant identifies several habits of millionaires that anyone can adopt. First, they take responsibility for their financial situation. They do not blame the economy, their job, or other people for their circumstances. Instead, they focus on what they can control, which is their skills, choices, and actions. Second, they invest in themselves. Learning new skills, expanding knowledge, and building networks increases their earning potential. Time spent improving yourself multiplies your future opportunities. They also read, experiment, and adapt constantly, understanding that growth is a lifelong process. Third, they manage risk wisely. Millionaires understand the difference between gambling and strategic investing. They diversify, plan for the long term, and avoid unnecessary debt. They also embrace failure as a lesson, not a reason to quit. Each setback becomes a stepping stone toward freedom. Fourth, they focus on high-value work. Instead of trading hours for dollars endlessly, they look for ways to leverage time. This could mean creating businesses, automating processes, or earning passive income. By multiplying the impact of their work, they accelerate progress toward financial independence. Finally, millionaires maintain a long-term perspective. They avoid impulsive spending, stay disciplined with saving and investing, and measure progress consistently. They are patient because they know that wealth compounds over time. Small, smart choices repeated consistently lead to extraordinary results. Grant also emphasizes mindset shifts that matter most. You must see money as a tool, not a goal. You must value time above immediate rewards. And you must align every financial decision with the life you want to live. By thinking like a millionaire, you prepare yourself for the next stage of your journey. Once your mindset is aligned with wealth creation, the next logical step is making more money. In Part 2, Grant reveals the fastest ways to increase income, start side hustles, and grow resources without sacrificing your life. This is where theory transforms into action, moving you closer to your number and your ultimate freedom. Part 2. Making more money. Earning more money is one of the fastest ways to reach financial freedom. Grant Sabatier explains that most people focus only on cutting expenses, but the real power lies in increasing income. When you make more, You can save more, invest more, and accelerate your journey to freedom. This part is about action. It shows practical strategies to boost your earnings, whether through your job, side hustles, or creative ventures. It emphasizes skill development, smart choices, and consistent effort. Making more money is not about luck. It is about understanding value and seizing opportunities. Grant also highlights that earning more does not mean working yourself to exhaustion. It is about finding leverage, efficiency, and ways to create income that grows over time. By focusing on high-value work and entrepreneurial opportunities, you can multiply results without multiplying stress. In this part, you will learn how to identify the fastest paths to extra income, the best side hustles that fit your skills, and how to make your current job work harder for you. You will also see how to save effectively without giving up the life you love. The first step in this journey is understanding how to increase your earnings quickly. The next chapter, The Fastest Way to Make More Money, explores practical strategies and mindset shifts that allow you to accelerate your income and take control of your financial future. Chapter 6. The Fastest Way to Make More Money. Most people try to save their way to financial freedom. They cut small expenses, skip coffee, or avoid eating out. While saving is important, Grant Sabatier emphasizes that the fastest way to grow wealth is to make more money. Earning more accelerates your journey far faster than tiny cuts in spending. Making more money begins with developing high-value skills. Skills that people or companies are willing to pay well for. This could be coding, marketing, design, consulting, sales, or any ability that solves problems for others. The key is to find what you are good at or willing to learn, and focus on becoming excellent at it. Another strategy is leveraging existing resources. This includes your time, knowledge, networks, or assets. Grant points out that opportunities exist everywhere if you are looking. Freelancing online, offering services locally, or creating digital products are all ways to use what you already have to generate income. Time management is critical. You cannot increase income without prioritizing where your hours go. Focus on activities that produce the highest value. Stop spending excessive time on low-impact tasks or entertainment that does not help you grow. By shifting your energy toward earning opportunities, your results multiply quickly. Grant also explains the power of experimenting. Try different methods of earning until you find what works best for your situation. Some people earn more from side hustles, others from promotions, and some from entrepreneurial ventures. The fastest path is rarely linear, but consistent action always leads to progress. Networking and learning from others is another shortcut to earning more. Surround yourself with people who are financially successful or pursuing similar goals. Their advice, guidance, and connections can open doors that would take years to discover alone. Mindset plays a vital role in accelerating income. You must believe that you deserve to earn more and that opportunities exist. Fear, hesitation, or limiting beliefs slow your progress. Grant emphasizes taking calculated risks, being persistent, and treating failures as lessons rather than setbacks. Finally, making more money is not about greed or working endlessly. It is about creating freedom faster. Every extra dollar earned is a step toward your number, toward passive income, and toward the life you want. When you combine higher income with smart saving and investing, financial freedom becomes inevitable. The next logical step is starting a side hustle. Side hustles are one of the most practical and effective ways to increase income quickly. They allow you to test ideas, leverage your skills, and generate extra money while keeping your main job secure. The next chapter, Start a Side Hustle, explores how to find the right side hustle, get started, and make it grow into a meaningful source of income. Chapter 7. Start a Side Hustle. A side hustle is more than just extra work. It is a tool to increase income, gain skills, and move faster toward financial freedom. Grant Sabatier emphasizes that side hustles are one of the most powerful ways to accelerate wealth because they give you control over your time and earnings. Starting a side hustle begins with identifying your strengths and passions. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing that others might pay for? It could be anything from freelance writing, graphic design, or programming to tutoring, consulting, or creating digital products. The key is to start with something feasible that matches your skills and interests. Another important step is testing ideas quickly. You do not need a perfect plan or a large investment to start. The goal is to launch something small, learn from experience, and refine it over time. This approach reduces risk and allows you to discover what works best for you. Consistency is essential. Many side hustles fail, not because they are bad ideas, but because people give up too soon. Grant stresses working regularly on your side hustle, even if it is just a few hours a week. Small, persistent effort compounds into significant results over time. Side hustles also teach valuable lessons that go beyond money. You learn how to manage clients, deliver value, and solve problems. These experiences develop skills that can increase your income in other areas, including your main job or future businesses. Grant highlights the importance of leveraging technology. The internet opens global opportunities, allowing you to reach clients, customers, and markets far beyond your local area. Freelancing platforms, social media, and online marketplaces make it easier than ever to start and scale a side hustle. Risk management is another key factor. Start small, reinvest profits, and avoid taking on unnecessary financial or personal risk. A successful side hustle grows steadily, adding income without jeopardizing your stability. Mindset again plays a critical role. You must view your side hustle as an opportunity, not a burden. It is an investment of time and energy that brings freedom and learning. Approach it with curiosity, persistence, and focus. By starting a side hustle, you create multiple streams of income, accelerate savings, and gain valuable experience. It is a step toward independence that also builds confidence and financial security. The next chapter, The Best Side Hustles for Extra Income, will guide you in choosing side hustles that fit your skills, interests, and lifestyle. You will learn which opportunities offer the highest potential returns and how to maximize your efforts for fast results. Chapter 8. The Best Side Hustles for Extra Income. Not all side hustles are created equal. Grant Sabatier explains that choosing the right side hustle is key to maximizing your income and minimizing wasted time. The best side hustles align with your skills, interests, and available time while offering real earning potential. Freelancing is one of the most accessible options. Writing, graphic design, web development, digital marketing, or consulting are all high-demand skills that clients will pay for. Freelancing allows you to work on projects that match your strengths and build a portfolio that can lead to bigger opportunities. Creating digital products is another powerful avenue. This can include ebooks, online courses, templates, or software. Once created, digital products can sell repeatedly with minimal ongoing effort. They combine creativity with scalability, making them ideal for building passive income. Service-based side hustles can also be highly effective. Tutoring, photography, coaching, event planning, or virtual assistants are ways to monetize expertise. These opportunities often require low upfront investment and can start small while growing over time. Another option is leveraging the gig economy. Driving for rideshare apps, delivering food, or renting property on platforms like vacation rental websites can provide extra income quickly. While these may not create long-term wealth alone, they are useful for testing your ability to manage time and generate cash flow. Grant emphasizes choosing side hustles with growth potential. Look for opportunities where your skills can increase in value over time. Side hustles should not just be temporary fixes. They should help you develop abilities and connections that multiply your earning potential. Efficiency is critical. Automate processes whenever possible. Use online tools to manage tasks and focus on high-value activities. Time spent wisely on a side hustle compounds into results faster than hours spent on low-impact work. Mindset remains essential. Treat your side hustle as a business, not a hobby. Track income and expenses, set goals, and measure progress. A professional approach increases both income and confidence, reinforcing the habits of a successful entrepreneur. The ultimate goal of a side hustle is to supplement your income while building skills, networks, and financial momentum. It can accelerate reaching your freedom number and create multiple streams of income, reducing risk and dependence on a single job. Once you have mastered side hustles, the next step is to increase income within your current job. Many people overlook opportunities at work, but your current employment can be a powerful tool to boost earnings. The next chapter, How to Make More Money at Your Job, explores strategies to earn more without changing careers. Chapter 9. How to Make More Money at Your Job. Many people focus solely on side hustles or entrepreneurship, but your current job can also be a powerful source of income. Grant Sabatier emphasizes that maximizing your earnings at work is one of the fastest ways to grow wealth. You do not need to quit your job to accelerate financial freedom. You can leverage it strategically. The first step is improving your skills. When you become more valuable to your employer, promotions, raises, and bonuses become natural. Identify the skills that are in demand in your role or industry and focus on mastering them. Continuous learning is an investment that pays both short-term and long-term returns. Next, look for opportunities to take on more responsibility. High performers who solve problems, lead projects, or contribute beyond their basic duties are noticed and rewarded. By showing initiative, you increase your leverage and bargaining power for salary growth. Negotiation is another essential strategy. Many people accept their starting salary without question, but negotiating pay is a normal and expected part of professional life. Grant advises preparing data on your achievements, market rates, and your contributions to confidently request higher compensation. Negotiation is not about confrontation. It is about demonstrating value. Networking within your organization is equally important. Building relationships with colleagues, managers, and decision-makers can open doors to promotions, projects, or new roles. Mentors and allies can guide you, advocate for you, and help you advance faster than working alone. Additionally, look for alternative income streams within your job. Over time, bonuses, profit sharing, and performance incentives can significantly boost earnings. These opportunities often exist, but require awareness and proactive participation. Grant also emphasizes mindset. You must approach your job strategically, seeing it not only as a paycheck, but as a platform to grow your skills, reputation, and income. Be intentional about every action you take, aligning it with your long-term financial goals. Time management and focus remain critical. Spend your energy on tasks that have the highest impact, and avoid distractions that consume hours without reward. By optimizing how you work, you free time for side hustles, learning, and investment opportunities. Maximizing income at your job does not mean sacrificing your health or happiness. It is about working smarter, not harder, and being intentional about how your efforts translate into financial growth. Once you have increased earnings from your job, the next step is to save more without sacrifice. Grant shows that smart saving, combined with higher income, accelerates wealth building faster than cutting expenses drastically. The next chapter, Save More Without Sacrifice, explores practical methods to save money while still enjoying life. Chapter 10. Save More Without Sacrifice. Saving money is one of the most important steps toward financial freedom, but most people think it requires extreme sacrifice. Grant Sabatier challenges this idea. He explains that saving does not mean living miserably or giving up the things you love. It is about making intentional choices that maximize value and reduce waste. The first principle is understanding your spending. Track every expense for a few weeks to see where your money goes. Many people spend automatically, without thinking, on subscriptions, dining out, or impulse purchases. By becoming aware, you can identify areas to cut without impacting your happiness. Next, focus on value, not cost. Sometimes paying a little more for something that improves your life is smarter than buying the cheapest option. The goal is to optimize spending so that every dollar contributes to your quality of life or future security. Automating savings is another powerful tool. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts the moment you receive income. This ensures consistency and reduces the temptation to spend. Even small, regular amounts grow over time, especially when invested. Grant also emphasizes lifestyle alignment. Adjust your spending to match your goals, not society's expectations. You do not need to follow trends or compete with others. Living intentionally means focusing on what matters to you and letting go of what does not. Cutting recurring expenses can have a huge impact. Cancel unused subscriptions, negotiate bills, and avoid unnecessary fees. These small adjustments can free up hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year without any pain. Another tip is mindful consumption. Ask yourself if purchases bring long-term satisfaction or just temporary pleasure. Shift spending toward experiences, learning, or assets that grow in value. This approach increases happiness while supporting financial goals. Grant also recommends taking advantage of employer benefits and tax-efficient accounts. Contributing to retirement accounts, health savings accounts, and other programs can save money while building wealth. Using these tools strategically accelerates progress toward your freedom number. Saving without sacrifice is about making smart, conscious choices. It is not about deprivation, but optimization. The money you save becomes fuel for investing, building passive income, and reaching financial independence faster. Once you have learned how to earn more and save efficiently, the next step is to make your money work for you. This is where investing comes in. Part 3, Investing for Freedom, shows how to grow your wealth, harness the power of compounding, and build a portfolio that supports true financial freedom. Part 3, Investing for Freedom. Earning more money and saving wisely are only part of the journey to financial freedom. The real acceleration happens when your money starts working for you. Grant Sabatier explains that investing is the key to growing wealth, building passive income, and achieving independence faster. This part is about making your money work while you focus on living your life. Investing is not about luck or speculation. It is about understanding principles, creating systems, and letting time and compounding do the heavy lifting. The goal is to generate income streams that continue to grow, even when you are not actively working. Grant emphasizes that investing is simple once you understand the basics. You do not need to be a financial genius or spend hours analyzing every opportunity. What matters is consistency, discipline, and a long-term approach. In this part, you will learn how to invest effectively, harness the power of compound returns, and build a portfolio that aligns with your goals. You will also discover strategies for real estate, passive income, and ways to accelerate your journey to financial freedom. The first step is understanding how investing works and how to get started without being overwhelmed. The next chapter, Investing Made Simple, breaks down investing into clear, actionable steps that anyone can follow. It lays the foundation for building wealth and making your money grow consistently. Chapter 11, Investing Made Simple. Investing often seems complicated, intimidating, or risky, but Grant Sabatier breaks it down into simple principles that anyone can understand. Investing is not about timing the market, chasing trends, or getting rich quickly. It is about creating a system that allows your money to grow steadily over time. The first step is understanding the types of investments. Stocks, bonds, index funds, real estate, and other assets all serve different purposes. Stocks offer growth potential, bonds provide stability and income, and real estate can generate cash flow while appreciating in value. Diversification across these assets reduces risk and increases long-term returns. Grant emphasizes starting early. Even small amounts invested consistently over time can grow into significant wealth. Time is your greatest ally in investing because of compounding. The sooner you start, the more powerful compounding becomes, turning modest contributions into substantial financial freedom. Investing also requires a long-term perspective. Markets fluctuate, and short-term losses are normal. Patience and discipline are essential. Instead of reacting emotionally, focus on consistent contributions and sticking to your strategy. Another key principle is low-cost investing. High fees can eat away at returns over time. Index funds and ETFs are simple, low-cost ways to gain exposure to the stock market while minimizing expenses. Grant stresses that simplicity often outperforms complexity when it comes to investing. Automation is a powerful tool. Set up automatic contributions to your investment accounts so you never miss a deposit. This ensures consistency and reduces the temptation to spend what could be invested. Grant also highlights the importance of education. Learn the basics of investing, read about markets, and understand how assets perform. Knowledge reduces fear and builds confidence, allowing you to make informed decisions instead of relying on guesswork. Investing is also a mindset. See it as a tool to build freedom rather than as a gamble. Focus on the growth of wealth over years, not on short-term gains or losses. Your goal is to create a system that generates income and security, giving you control over your life. Once you understand investing basics, the next step is unlocking the full potential of your money. This is done through the power of compound returns, which magnifies every dollar you invest. The next chapter, The Power of Compound Returns, shows how time and patience can turn small investments into life-changing wealth. Chapter 12. The Power of Compound Returns. One of the most powerful tools in building wealth is compound returns. Grant Sabatier explains that compounding is the process where your money earns money, and then that earning starts earning even more. Over time, this creates exponential growth that can turn small investments into significant wealth. Imagine investing a small amount each month. At first, growth seems slow, almost invisible. But as years pass, the interest or returns generated by your investments begin to grow on top of themselves. This snowball effect accelerates wealth faster than you might expect. Time is the key ingredient in compounding. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Even modest contributions made consistently can surpass large one-time investments made later in life. Delaying investing means giving up the potential of compounding, which can significantly slow your journey to financial freedom. Grant emphasizes consistency. Regular contributions, no matter how small, are essential. Even when markets fluctuate or returns seem low, sticking to a plan ensures that compounding works over decades. Discipline beats timing the market every time. Another important principle is reinvesting your earnings. Dividends, interest, and profits should be put back into your investments rather than spent. This allows each dollar to continue growing and magnifies the effect of compounding. Understanding compound returns also changes your mindset. You start to value time over money, knowing that patience and persistence multiply results. Rushing or seeking shortcuts rarely produces the same outcomes as steady, long-term investing. Grant also points out that compounding is not limited to money. Learning, skills, and habits compound in the same way. Investing in yourself today, through education, networking, and experience, creates growth that multiplies over a lifetime. Finally, compounding highlights the importance of starting now. Even small actions today can have massive effects in the future. Procrastination is the enemy, because time is the most powerful force in compounding. Once you understand compounding, the next step is learning how to build a diversified portfolio. A portfolio is a collection of investments designed to balance growth, risk, and income. The next chapter, Building Your Portfolio, teaches how to structure your investments to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Chapter 13. Building Your Portfolio. A portfolio is more than just a collection of investments. Grant Sabatier explains that a well-constructed portfolio is a strategy to grow wealth, manage risk, and achieve financial freedom. It balances different types of assets to ensure that your money works efficiently for you. The first step in building a portfolio is diversification. This means spreading your money across different investment types, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. Diversification reduces risk because if one asset underperforms, others may offset the loss. It ensures that your overall growth continues steadily over time. Next is asset allocation. This is the process of deciding what percentage of your portfolio goes into each type of investment. Your allocation should reflect your goals, risk tolerance, and timeline. Younger investors may focus more on growth-oriented assets like stocks, while those closer to retirement may prioritize stability with bonds or safer investments. Grant emphasizes the importance of low-cost investing. High fees and commissions can eat away at returns over decades. Index funds, exchange-traded funds, and other low-cost options are simple ways to gain broad exposure while keeping expenses minimal. Rebalancing is another critical step. As markets move, your portfolio can drift from its intended allocation. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your investments ensures that risk remains controlled and that your strategy stays aligned with your goals. Building a portfolio also includes planning for income. Some investments generate dividends or interest, providing cash flow while your principal continues to grow. Reinvesting this income further accelerates wealth through compounding. Grant also highlights the importance of staying disciplined. Markets fluctuate, and short-term volatility can create fear. A strong portfolio requires patience and adherence to your strategy, avoiding impulsive decisions that may derail long-term growth. Your portfolio should also align with your personal values and goals. Choose investments that support your vision of financial freedom, whether that means sustainable companies, real estate, or other opportunities. This alignment increases motivation and confidence in your strategy. Finally, a strong portfolio is not static. It evolves as your goals, income, and circumstances change. Regular evaluation and adjustment are essential to ensure that it continues to support your journey to freedom. Once your portfolio is structured, you can explore additional opportunities for growth. One of the most effective ways to accelerate wealth is through real estate and passive income. The next chapter, Real Estate and Passive Income, shows how to generate consistent income streams that reduce reliance on active work and speed up financial freedom. Chapter 14, Real Estate and Passive Income. Real estate is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth and generating passive income. Grant Sabatier explains that owning property allows you to earn consistent cash flow, while your investments appreciate over time. Unlike active income, which requires trading hours for dollars, passive income works for you even while you sleep. Rental properties are a common way to earn passive income. When managed properly, tenants pay rent that covers expenses and leaves profit in your pocket. Over time, mortgage balances decrease while property values increase, creating both cash flow and equity growth. Grant emphasizes the importance of understanding numbers before investing. Calculate potential income, expenses, taxes, and maintenance costs carefully. Smart investing minimizes risk and ensures that each property contributes positively to your financial goals. Real estate is not the only way to generate passive income. Dividend-paying stocks, bonds, digital products, and royalties can all create steady streams of money. The goal is to combine multiple sources so that your income becomes less dependent on active work. Automation and systems play a critical role. Property management companies, online platforms, and financial tools allow you to earn income with minimal daily effort. By delegating routine tasks, you free time for higher value activities or additional investments. Grant also highlights the power of leverage. In real estate, using borrowed money wisely can amplify returns. Careful borrowing allows you to acquire assets faster and multiply income without taking unnecessary risks. Mindset is equally important. Building passive income requires patience, research, and consistent action. Short-term obstacles may occur, but the long-term rewards are substantial. Every passive income stream you create brings you closer to financial independence and freedom over your time. Diversifying your passive income is key. Relying on a single property or investment can be risky. By spreading across different assets and income sources, you reduce risk and create stability for the long term. Finally, passive income changes your relationship with work. Instead of being tied to a job for survival, you gain freedom to pursue passions, spend time with loved ones, and make intentional choices about how to live. Once you understand how to generate income passively, the next step is optimizing your strategy to reach financial freedom even faster. The next chapter, How to Reach Financial Freedom. Faster reveals strategies, tools, and mindset shifts that allow you to accelerate your journey and live life on your own terms. Chapter 15, How to Reach Financial Freedom. Faster. Reaching financial freedom is not just about earning, saving, or investing. It is about speed and strategy. Grant Sabatier explains that with the right approach, you can accelerate your journey and achieve independence far sooner than most people imagine. The first key is maximizing your income. This includes leveraging your job, starting side hustles, freelancing, or entrepreneurial ventures. Increasing your earnings directly increases the capital you can save and invest, which compounds over time. High income growth, when combined with disciplined saving, is one of the fastest ways to reach your freedom number. Next is aggressive yet smart saving. Grant emphasizes that saving without sacrifice is crucial. By tracking expenses, cutting waste, and focusing on value, you can save a large portion of your income without reducing happiness. These savings become the fuel for investments that generate passive income. Investing strategically is another accelerator. Diversify your portfolio, focus on low-cost investments, and reinvest earnings consistently. Harnessing the power of compound returns amplifies every dollar you earn and save, turning time into your ally. Grant also highlights the importance of mindset and habits. Financial freedom is as much about psychological shifts as it is about money. Think like a millionaire, embrace risk wisely, and cultivate patience. Your decisions, daily habits, and focus compound just like your investments. Automation and systems further speed up progress. Automating savings, investments, and side hustles reduces friction and ensures consistency. The less effort you spend on repetitive tasks, the more energy you can devote to growing income and building opportunities. Another principle is leveraging opportunities. Seek high-value projects, scalable businesses, or income streams that multiply your effort. Opportunities exist everywhere for those willing to notice and act. Grant stresses that calculated risks often yield the largest rewards. Finally, financial freedom is about aligning money with life goals. Focus on actions that bring you closer to independence while still living meaningfully. This means balancing earning, investing, and enjoying life along the way. Once these strategies are in place, the final phase is learning to live richly while maintaining freedom. Part 4, Living a Richer Life, explores how to redefine wealth, spend intentionally, find contentment, and give back, all while enjoying the freedom you worked so hard to achieve. Part 4, Living a Richer Life. Financial freedom is not the final destination. It is a tool to live a richer, more meaningful life. Grant Sabatier explains that true wealth is not just about money, but about time, happiness, and impact. Once your finances are secure, the next step is learning how to live fully, intentionally, and generously. This part explores how to redefine what it means to be rich, how to spend in ways that increase happiness, and how to find contentment with enough. It also teaches how giving back and contributing to others can enrich your life in ways money alone cannot. Grant emphasizes that living richly is about aligning your resources with your values. It is about making choices that support freedom, joy, and purpose rather than following society's narrow definition of wealth. You will learn how to prioritize spending for experiences, relationships, and personal growth. You will discover the mindset that allows you to feel abundant even while continuing to build wealth. And you will see how generosity and contribution create deeper fulfillment than any material possession. The first step in living a richer life is redefining what rich really means to you. The next chapter, Redefining Rich, explores how to shift your perspective on wealth, move beyond comparison and status, and focus on the life you truly want to live. Chapter 16, Redefining Rich. Being rich is often misunderstood. Many people equate wealth with money, possessions, or status. Grant Sabatier challenges this notion and explains that true richness is about freedom, happiness, and purpose. It is about living life on your own terms, not following society's expectations. Redefining rich begins with understanding your priorities. Ask yourself what truly matters. Is it a bigger house, a fancier car, or more hours working for someone else? Or is it time with family, personal growth, experiences, and the freedom to pursue your passions? Your answer defines your version of wealth. Grant emphasizes separating money from identity. Your net worth does not determine your value as a person. When you stop tying happiness to financial status, you can make decisions that support freedom rather than chasing empty symbols of wealth. Another key principle is focusing on abundance rather than scarcity. Richness is not about hoarding money or always striving for more. It is about recognizing what you have, making it work for you, and creating more in ways that matter. Abundance mindset allows you to invest, spend, and give freely without fear. Time is another essential aspect of being truly rich. Having financial freedom allows you to spend your days intentionally. The richest people are often those who control their schedules, not necessarily those with the largest bank accounts. Grant emphasizes valuing experiences, learning, and relationships over material accumulation. Redefining rich also involves embracing simplicity. Complex lifestyles and excessive consumption often create stress rather than happiness. By focusing on essentials and meaningful choices, you can enjoy life fully while building wealth sustainably. Finally, richness includes purpose and impact. True wealth is about leaving a positive mark, helping others, and contributing to causes that matter. Giving back amplifies the meaning of your financial freedom and creates fulfillment beyond what money alone can provide. Once you understand what it means to be truly rich, the next step is learning how to spend in ways that increase happiness. The next chapter, Spending for Happiness, explores strategies for intentional spending, prioritizing experiences, and using money as a tool to enhance life rather than limit it. Chapter 17, Spending for Happiness. Money is a tool, and how you use it determines whether it brings stress or happiness. Grant Sabatier explains that spending wisely is just as important as earning and investing. Intentional spending allows you to enjoy life while continuing to grow wealth. The first principle is aligning spending with values. Spend on what truly matters to you and brings joy. It could be travel, learning, experiences with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies. Every dollar spent intentionally creates satisfaction and reduces buyer's remorse. Next, focus on experiences rather than material possessions. Research shows that experiences provide longer-lasting happiness than things. Trips, events, courses, and activities create memories, connection, and personal growth. Objects may lose value and excitement over time, while experiences enrich your life permanently. Grant emphasizes avoiding comparison. Social pressure and the desire to keep up with others can lead to overspending and stress. Happiness comes from living according to your goals, not others' expectations. When you stop chasing status symbols, your money serves you instead of controlling you. Another strategy is paying for convenience and time. Outsourcing tasks, hiring help, or using services can free time for more meaningful activities. Time saved is often more valuable than money spent, especially when it allows focus on what truly matters. Mindful consumption is also critical. Before buying, ask yourself if the purchase aligns with your goals, brings genuine happiness, or adds long-term value. Intentional choices reduce waste, increase satisfaction, and allow you to direct more resources toward financial freedom. Grant also highlights giving as part of spending. Using money to help others or support causes you care about creates fulfillment and meaning. Generosity enhances happiness and reinforces abundance mindset. Finally, spending for happiness is about balance. You can enjoy life now while planning for the future. Intentional spending, combined with disciplined saving and investing, ensures that your wealth works for you, not the other way around. Once you have learned to spend intentionally, the next step is embracing the freedom of enough. The next chapter, The Freedom of Enough, explores how contentment and knowing when you have enough can reduce stress, increase satisfaction, and make your financial freedom even more meaningful. Chapter 18, The Freedom of Enough. Many people spend their lives chasing more. More money, more possessions, more status. Grant Sabatier explains that true freedom comes from understanding what enough means. Knowing when you have enough allows you to stop the endless chase and enjoy life fully. The first step is defining your personal threshold. How much money, time, and resources do you really need to live the life you want? This varies for everyone and depends on goals, values, and priorities. Clarity on this number provides focus and reduces stress from unnecessary comparisons or societal pressures. Grant emphasizes contentment as a critical component of wealth. When you feel satisfied with enough, Every dollar, hour, and effort becomes intentional. You no longer work purely to accumulate. You work to enhance life and create meaningful experiences. Another principle is reducing financial anxiety. Many people worry constantly about losing what they do not need. Understanding enough shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, allowing confidence and calmness to replace fear. The freedom of enough also affects decision-making. You can say no to unnecessary expenses, toxic work environments, or commitments that do not align with your values. Your choices become guided by purpose rather than obligation or greed. Grant also highlights the power of simplicity. Simplifying life and finances reduces stress and increases clarity. When you prioritize essentials, your wealth becomes a tool, not a burden. This mindset enhances happiness and allows focus on meaningful growth. Finally, the freedom of enough frees you to pursue passion and purpose. You can allocate time, energy, and money to what truly matters: relationships, personal growth, and experiences. It is about living intentionally, not endlessly chasing more without satisfaction. Once you understand the freedom of enough, the final step is learning how giving back amplifies fulfillment. The next chapter, Giving Back and Living Fully, explores how generosity, contribution, and living intentionally complete the journey of financial and personal freedom. Chapter 19. Giving Back and Living Fully. Financial freedom is not just about money. It is about living a life of purpose, joy, and contribution. Grant Sabatier emphasizes that the final stage of wealth is using your resources to make a positive impact while fully enjoying life. Giving back can take many forms. It could be donating money to causes you care about, volunteering time, mentoring others, or supporting your community. When you contribute, you create meaning beyond material wealth, and the satisfaction gained often exceeds personal spending. Living fully also means using your freedom intentionally. Time is your most valuable asset, and financial independence allows you to spend it on what truly matters. You can pursue passions, explore new experiences, invest in relationships, and focus on personal growth. Grant stresses that giving and living fully are interconnected. When you help others, you cultivate gratitude, perspective, and a sense of purpose. This mindset enhances happiness and reinforces the principles of intentional spending, smart investing, and disciplined saving. Another key principle is balance. Financial freedom allows you to enjoy life now while continuing to grow your wealth and impact. It is about combining pleasure, responsibility, and purpose in a way that sustains both happiness and long-term security. Grant also highlights the ripple effect of contribution. Your actions can inspire others, create opportunities, and strengthen communities. Generosity is not only about resources, it is about sharing knowledge, time, and experience. The more you give, the richer your life becomes in ways money alone cannot measure. Finally, living fully is a mindset. It is about gratitude, intentional choices, and valuing experiences over accumulation. Financial freedom provides the tools, but how you use them defines the richness of your life. By giving back, pursuing passion, and living intentionally, you complete the journey from earning money to achieving true wealth. With these principles, Grant Sabatier shows that financial freedom is not an endpoint, but a launchpad for a meaningful, abundant, and impactful life. By combining earning, saving, investing, intentional spending, and contribution, anyone can create a life of freedom, joy, and purpose. If you found these insights valuable, take the first step today. Start tracking your income, automate savings, or explore one side hustle. Every small action compounds into life-changing results. Subscribe to stay updated on more summaries and actionable strategies to take control of your financial future. Share this audiobook with friends and family who want to live richer, freer lives.